It's got to be real.
Be real. We're now up at welterweight, 10 stone 7, so a bit more maturing, a bit more on the belly, Amir. Yeah. I personally thought your performance in the last fight was the best of your career.
Yeah.
Very disciplined, very to orders, not Amir thinking, you want a bit, you can have a bit, stick to the game plan. How big an influence is your new trainer in discipline, sticking to the game plan?
Sticking to the game plan, he is very strict on that. At times, you know, when I'm sparring, sometimes I might want to walk, and that's what's got me in trouble in a lot of fights, you know. I can just go in there into a fight, I'm the fastest fighter in the world, so I can just go in there and box and never get hit if I don't, you know, but I want to make it exciting, I want the fans to be on the edge of the seats, and I want them to see a tear up, which is bad, you know. And so my trainer...
I'm glad I'm not your bloody manager.
So I give everyone a heart attack. I give everyone a heart attack by ringside. But my trainer, he's always telling me, look, I want you to keep calm and stick to the game plan. If I don't stick to the game plan, I sometimes hear him yelling, and it's the only voice. I mean, you could be so focused onto a fight, but for some reason I always hear his voice. He must be screaming in the corner. I say, what the hell are you doing? Keep your hands up and stick to the game plan. I mean, at times he even stopped the sparring sessions. This is Virgil Hunter we're talking about. He's even stopped sparring sessions and he said, look, Amir, I want you to go in that corner and think about what you did wrong. So when someone tells you, no, I'm like a kid, man, you know what I mean? So I have to walk over to the corner and just stop. So I don't want to do that again. So it makes it's just making you realise. It makes you realise that, look, what mistakes you're making, and if you look in the fight, in the last fight, he asked me a question. He said, well, he told me something, told me what to do in the corner, and I think it was something like keep moving to your left and keep using your jab and keep the right hand up. And he told me this in the corner, but because you're so focused and so zoned, he asked me, he goes, what did I say to you? And I swear I didn't remember. And I thought, I'm sorry, can you tell me again? And I know what he's like, he's got a short temper and he'll give me loads again. He's one of them guys that you go in the corner, he won't give you a drink of water if you don't listen to him. So you have to listen to him. But that helps.
It does. So we're here now, we're up to present day, we've been through your career. What next? Any exclusives for us, Amir, tonight?
Well, I think the Luis Collazo fight was such a good fight. I mean, Luis Collazo was no dummy, you know. He fought Ricky Hatton. I don't know if you guys remember. He fought Hatton. It was a tough fight. He fought against Shane Mosley. That was another tough fight he had. And Berto. And a lot of people thought he. And Ortiz, so a lot of people thought he won those fights, but didn't get him, you know. But I don't think he was ever outboxed and put down like that. So that shows me that this weight is perfect for me. I'm strong at this weight. So yeah, you know, we
So what's the plan, Amir? Come on.
We want the big fight, you know, the likes of Mayweather's and that guys. I mean, I want to have the biggest boxing event coming to the UK, and we'll have the whole of the world talking.
Yes, go on.
Floyd Mayweather is also talking about fighting me. We can definitely make it the biggest fight in history. I mean, if we
what about Pacquiao?
There's talks about Pacquiao, yes. There's talks about Pacquiao fight happening next.
I'd love that. I'd love it.
You know, styles make fights. Me and Pacquiao used to spar together. We used to spar together in that time.
I remember when Johnny went out to the Philippines.
Yeah, you know, Johnny, man. Johnny was like, he was shocked at what he saw. I mean, we used to just go at each other, even though we were friends. But look, this is a business, and it's the fight that fans want. I want to be a people's champion. I want to give the fans fights that they want to see. Now, Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao is a fight which is, we got two styles which are very similar. We've had the same trainer in the past. We train together, we spar together, we know what to expect from each other. What a fight that'll make, I mean, that'd be a crazy
Awesome.
We want to see it, mate. We want to see it.
Over the years, I mean, you touched on it a little bit. You've had a few changes to your backroom staff, be it management, promotional, trainers, etc. Is that about, with trainers in particular, getting different styles, or certainly in the case of Freddie Roach, and you've touched on with Pacquiao, was it that you weren't getting that one-to-one? Was that a factor?
I was getting a lot of one-to-one training, but Freddie, in my opinion, is probably the best offensive trainer in the world. He'll make you for combinations and keep your speed going. But the thing with Freddie, I mean, the defensive side, sometimes you forget about it, because if you're offensively the best and you keep working on the offense, you forget about the defense, and you have to remember there's punches that are going to be coming back at you in a fight. But then that's why I changed from him and I went to, and plus on top of that, you know, sometimes flying from England to Philippines, all that traveling, because Manny Pacquiao was the #1 fighter at that time, so I had to respect that. And that used to just kill me. It used to be like a 19-hour flight, you know, overall. So I just couldn't keep doing that because it was just knackering me out. But yeah, from him, then I went to Virgil. I mean, all the trainers I've had, I've always taken something good from them, and I've still got that respect with Freddie. I still talk to him, and when I'm in LA, I'll still go over to the gym and say hello and talk to them.
That's good. That's good to hear.
You know.
That's good to hear. Private life, Amir, nice and settled now. Faria, your beautiful wife,
Thank you.
and a gorgeous little daughter.
Yeah.
I hope I get this right. Lamaisa?
Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah.
There you go. Not bad. His daughter Lamaisa. I have a theory about boxers, and I've sort of managed and I've promoted and I've looked at it on legal side, stuff like that.
Promoted?
I've done everything, mate. Yeah. And that's why.
I keep away from him. All you boxers.
Just wait till I tell Gareth what you'll say. That's another story. But I always have this theory that when you're content at home life is settled, you become better all-round fighters.
Yeah,
Do you think that's a fair
I think
summary?
that's definitely true. I mean, if you've got a chilled out life and you chill, then you know, when you go to training camp, you know there's nothing to worry about, and you've got that rest, mental rest. I think it makes a massive difference. I mean, I remember the time when I used to fight and I used to do non-stop TV workouts, we go here, there, everywhere, and they used to knacking me out. And then it's the week later you go into training camp. Can't keep doing that. You know, you need to have a couple of weeks off, and you know, I'm a big believer in that now. I never used to do it because I was younger and I thought I could get away with it.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting older. It's tough.
This is it.
Yeah, it's getting
This is it. Start buying sensible cars.
Yeah, but yeah.
Car seats fitting.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I bought myself a normal car now, where I went to normal sports cars because I have the baby seats in there.
That's it. So just to conclude, you set up your foundation recently.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what that's about, what its aims and achievements and goals are, and what inspired you to do it?
I've done a lot of charity work in the past. I've raised about 10, 15 million pounds for other charities, and I thought,
Well, that's worth a round of applause in itself.
Get on it! I want to do it myself and put my name on a foundation, Amir Foundation, and I want to give back more to people who are in need around the world. There's always disasters happening and stuff, so I always want to be the first to go there and do stuff. So I've got a team going to Africa, I've got a team going to Pakistan, India, places like that. Wherever there's problems, we're going to be there straight away. We're going to be helping, we're going to be supporting. I'm going to be doing the launch in August sometime, and it's all about just helping people who need help. I mean,
I'll give you an address later.
and the thing is, I mean, the thing is, a lot of the charities out there, they take a very big percentage, which a lot of people don't know. There's a big percentage going out, administration fees and this and that. I mean, mine is 100%. I want to send it all there because I know.
What a fantastic response from Amir. A massive round of applause for that. Well, I think we've covered most things, Amir. I'm sure this wonderful audience have got some tricky questions for you a little bit later on. So, ladies and gentlemen, for now, you can enjoy the rest of your food. Please be upstanding for Amir King Khan. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get your food served for you as soon as possible. Right, ladies and gentlemen, Sohail Rehman. A round of applause, please. Over to you, my young man.
Thank you, everyone. Well, I'm just going to share a bit of my life story, really. As a young kid, I always took part in sporting activities, sporting events. I always had disability. I suffer from SMA, which is a spinal disability. I suffer from a lower type of the disability, so I was never affected as a youngster. I would walk on my toes sometimes, but I was never really affected to the point where I was wheelchair bound. Around the age of 13, I was a massive football fan. I loved football. And I remember playing a football game and coming off after around 30 minutes with aches and pains and feeling really tired. And I went home and I had a chat with my family, and they said, this is not right, so we'll go see some specialists and some doctors in Leeds. I remember going there and I was sat around, it was like a bit like a conference table kind of thing. I remember one of the specialists was basically saying, in the next 2 years, you're going to get weaker and you're going to become wheelchair bound. For me at the time, that was like a kick in the teeth. For me, that was one of these things where all I did was, I loved sport and I loved football. And for someone to say that to me, it was like, wow. And every young kid has a dream of being a footballer as well. So I remember I used to go to sleep at night and I used to think to myself, what if I wake up in the morning and I can't walk or I can't kick a ball? And it got to that point and you get kind of suicidal as well. And you kind of think, why am I living, and that kind of thing. I got pushed out of sports because everyone assumes if you're in a wheelchair you can't do anything to do with sports. So I kind of got led down the computer route, and IT is probably best for you. I remember going for my interview for IT, and I got a bit late for the interview, so I was waiting in the staff room kind of thing. And I met a guy called Andy Gudgeon. Now Andy Gudgeon at the time was the head of sports at the college. So we just started talking about different sports, football, cricket, boxing, everything. And he basically just said to me, you know so much about sports, why don't you take you up? I remember saying to him, I'm not allowed. And he kind of looked at me as if, what do you mean you're not allowed? And I said, no, I'm not allowed because I'm in a wheelchair. He said, I'll put you on a course for about 6 weeks, and it's a trial course, and you can go off it at any time. I remember thinking to myself, this is the first time in life I kind of feel like I'm in charge now, and I get that decision. So I remember going on that course, and I did that course, and after 6 weeks I stayed on, and then I took my FA badges, my level 1, 2, 3, and then I got told, you're going to go coach in Bradford with 13-year-olds. And I remember doing it, and I told the kids what we're going to do, the dribbling, the shooting drills, and the first thing I got back was, how fast does the wheelchair go and does it do wheelies? and the first thing I thought to myself was, is this going to happen in every coaching session? And I remember thinking to myself, okay, there's some way I've got to sort this out. So I basically just said, let's do the session for an hour, and an hour after, I'll answer any of them questions that you have. I remember I did that for a bit, and then in March 2011, I got contacted by Sir Alex Ferguson, which for me, at the time, that was, because especially loving football so much, that's probably the icon of football as well. And it was just basically saying that, carry on doing what you're doing, and if you have a dream, and it was just basically going over that you don't have to play the game to coach the game, which is what I always thought. That's right. And it was a massive push. And I remember thinking after that, if someone like that can contact you and say that to you, then why should you doubt yourself? And after that, I carried on doing a lot of coaching, and then I remember I got a call from Manchester United, and it was just basically one of the chief executives saying, could you come down and do a session with the under-15s? Now for me, that's like, I'm a United fan as well. Some of you might not like that, but I'm a United fan. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, what a moment. And I remember the day going into Carrington and kind of thinking, I can't believe I'm here. And then they took me straight to my session. I did my session, and then I looked back and I saw people like Rooney and Van Persie and these, and I was like, what's going on here? And then you kind of got to chat to them, and they kind of told me, like Van Persie was really helpful, told me what I should do and stuff like that. And they offered me a role with the foundation as well, which was, and all I want to say is really, I always thought to myself, around the age of 13, 14, when I got told that I'm not going to be able to do something, I'm not going to be, and I know there's a lot of people that suffer from disabilities and a lot of kids that are wheelchair bound that feel that way as well. And we want to set up somewhere where we can kind of talk to them and let them know that there's something can come out of it. And a lot of people need to understand, when you do want to do football or you do want to do any other sport, there's not only a certain department like, oh, people think, oh, I have to be an athlete or I have to play the game to be part of it. You don't. With football, you have the sports science side, you have the sports development side, and you have so many different areas. And one of the things with me is, like, I always thought that as well. And I just basically want to say, like, my dream was to coach football, and as funny as it sounds, I love it. I love getting up in the morning and going out there in the cold. Absolutely love it. And I'm like any other coach, like I dream of probably one day managing England, which might be sooner rather than later. No, but that's the kind of thing, like, I dream of that kind of thing, and I just want to say, like, when you do see someone with a disability from now on, there's a quote that I live by, which is, know me for my ability, not my disability, because I don't have a disability, I just have a different ability. I just want to say thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for a wonderful guy. This is Sohail, Rehman, a proper inspiration to us all. Thank you, Sohail. Well done, my friend. Well done. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a 5-minute comfort break.